So we're going to be unboxing the Minn Kota Ulterra. This is the Quest series. Their brand new brushless motor, has a bunch of different features. This is the motor that auto deploys. I do a lot of vertical jigging and I am a tiller boat. This is a Lund Rebel 1650 XL. I just picked it up yesterday. So we're going to unbox this, mount it on there. I actually bought this off Amazon. So I'm going to leave the link for this off Amazon below. It's like $3,800, $3,900 around there. And it comes with, like, I think a 3-year warranty. This is 90 to 112 foot-pound, 24 volt to 36 volt. So it has a lot of options in it. But we're going to install this and hopefully get it rolling today. And the lithium batteries that I use are also going to be linked in there below because I bought those off Amazon as well. So I'll show you guys the part number right now. And I'll correct this on the screen here. But I bought this off Amazon from some bait shop down south. So it's the 1358541. And this is with a DSC like chirp transducer. I don't do anything with side imaging. I normally fish like super deep because I'm a lake trout jigger. I normally fish super deep, so I don't need that side imaging, and I'm running Garmin, so I'm gonna have to do an adapter for that. But let's get into the whole unboxing. Use the mess. We're still ice fishing. Like I said, I have opened this a little bit. And they suggest that this is a team lift, and I don't have anybody here with me today, so I'm doing it by myself. And this is the super heavy end, so I think all the trinkets and stuff are in here, and then the trolling motor, the head end, is down there. So all right, so there's the trolling motor part, and I'm gonna show you guys what else is in the box here. So we have some massive bolts compared to the Terrova that I installed 4 years ago. A hummingbird adapter, some rubber washers to jack up the Terrova off the bottom, another adapter cord for hummingbird, the pedal with the spot lock and the up and down, and this is to deploy it, which is sweet. So we're going to set this stuff aside for now. We have our lovely trolling motor remote. Set that aside for now. Our prop, which we're going to install later. And I think this is a Ethernet cable for hummingbird as well, which I will not be using. And last but not least, the giant manual, which is probably in a bunch of different languages. It's literally just stapled together. That's how big it is. There is the absolute beast. So I've read a little bit about the manual, and we got our power cable here, which is going to be in the way for now, and then we have our pedal cable that loops up and around. What we're most interested in is where the bolt pattern is for this. Now Minn Kota does make 2 mounting plates. They make a quick release plate, which is like $300-400, and they also make a rigidity plate, which is basically the plate of aluminum that sits on top of your boat, and you mount this to that to keep it more stable. We're gonna try to wing it and just go straight. It looks like there's probably like 3/4 inch plywood on here, and I'm not doing any Great Lakes stuff. I'm doing Champlain, I'm doing Sebago. I'm on the east side of the United States right now, or East Coast. So let's pop off some side panels here and look how to mount this thing. So you can see right on the manual here, we want this thing kind of hanging over with just that little T-slot just hanging over. We want a minimum of 1.5 inches when this thing is deployed. So we're gonna have to plop that up there, mark some holes out, figure that out. We're gonna pop these cover screws off, just like the Ulterra, just like the Terrova. And please use a size 3. This says 3-point, but it's a size 3. It's the nice, really fat one that looks weird, that doesn't fit most things. And we're gonna put this in a safe spot so we don't smash it, because it looks really nice. Ulterra. And I'm gonna do that on both sides. And all I did right there was just all I did up there was just unwrap the power cable and zip tie it up here, just so it's easier for me to lift up and onto the deck here. My deck is pretty small. We're probably gonna have to use the leveling rubber washers to lift it up over these tiny screws. So these are the screws I'm worried about. This right here is for my travel cover, which doesn't always exist in all boats. So we got it up there. Now time to see if the thing fits. So just like this thing says here, we want the keel, which is the center line of the boat, we want this trolling motor to be in line with the center of the boat as much as possible. That way it doesn't pull it off to the side or pull it off to the left or right. We want it to be pulling straight forward. Now, that's not always possible. The way they're deployed, you can do them this way, but it makes for, like, you can't stand up here. Like, it just takes up the whole space, and most people cock them off to one side. And then we want that 1.5 inch clearance between there and there. As long as that slot's deployed in 3F, you should be good. Then we want to mark and drill our holes. All right, now for the scary part. Now this is a little trick I learned. We have to mark these holes first and then remove the trolling motor, set it down, and then drill the holes or kind of move to the side. We're drilling through this vinyl stuff, which I've never drilled through before, and then this plywood underneath there. You can't really get in a pen to mark in there properly, so what I've done is I've taken the pen apart and I'm going to use just the small piece to mark that little hole in there. And I'm only using 4 out of the 6 holes. Now for the scary part, we're going to use a pilot bit first. This is 15/64. It's just smaller than the 3/8 that they suggest, just so I can get an idea, make sure everything's good, and so the bit doesn't walk. Drill some holes on the other side. Now this might be the case where I do this and I start to see this thing really flex under high load, like heavy wind, and I'll buy the stiffening plate. But I want it right now, so I'm not buying that stuff quite yet. Take the giant hardware kit out, and we are going to use these rubber washers to space the trolling motor just off the deck to prevent from hitting these shiny screws. Hopefully the GoPro can punch in on that. We got most of those bolts in. I'm working on the last one here, which I'm going to deploy the trolling motor for to get it down. But we're going to, this goes first. This is basically their washer. It's a nice big flat piece of I think steel, and then you put on one of these bad boys. Now do not put these on with power tools, because you'll actually heat up the nylon in there and they'll mar and really bugger it up. So they actually give you some anti-seize to prevent that. So we're actually gonna tighten down one of these bolts and deploy the trolling motor manually. Now this new motor, the Quest series, allows you to do that. I guess the old one didn't allow you to do that. We're gonna make sure everything clears before we tighten everything fully down, just to save some time in case something went wrong on the install. So we release the lever, and then we pulled this emergency pin out. That allows you to pull up the trolling motor and retract the trolling motor, or deploy the trolling motor, and just in case the motor system stops working. So we're going to go down there and check the clearance. So we got all 4 bolts installed, and I torqued them down pretty good where the little rubber washer is starting to deform. And I drilled a hole for this very last one here, and the problem is this channel here, like the gunnel, comes up and points right here, so it's not entirely structural right there, but it'd be good to have one more bolt. The bolt that came with it's longer, so I'm going to go to the hardware store and buy a little stubbier one just for added support up front here. But just yanking on this thing now, it's pretty sturdy. She's not going anywhere that I know of. Let's install the prop. next, and then we'll do the side covers. So we have our prop, and if it's anything like the Minn Kota Tarova, if you have any sort of vibration, which I want you to do, so put it on, run it. If it vibrates a lot, pull it off and then rotate it 180 and put it back on. Sometimes they have, they're not perfectly molded, and that's what they actually say in the manual to do in case it vibrates. So we put a, called a shear pin, in there like that. Don't, oh yeah, I can move those. Can't move that, put that like that. Make sure that's seated down. Washer. And then nylock nut. And then same 9/16. And you can torque that right on. This blade is sharp, so put a leather glove on or something like that. There we go, blade's on. In the interest of time, I'm just gonna show you guys how to put this back on. And I did make a mistake. I didn't read thoroughly through the manual. This bolt is actually supposed to come upwards, not downwards. So that was my mistake. They say that there's a washer in there in the kit, but there's not. So that's why that one was so hard to get in. It's supposed to come up from the bottom. Same thing on the other side. So the next thing is getting this, chopping these off and putting the Marinko connector on, which is what Lund uses for their front piece. We're gonna take a look inside here before we chomp the ends off to see if they're just standard. And I'm not sure why there's 3 wires in there, but we're about to find out. One's just a locating pin. It's not 3 wires, it's just a locator. So we unscrew this side too. And your boat's gonna differ, and every boat's gonna be a little bit different. Some of them have different options, of course. And then we have positive and negative right here, right next to each other. And of course we need an Allen wrench, which I don't have in the boat, so we have to go get that. But we are gonna chop these off. 1, 2, and we're going to get an Allen wrench, and these actually come with little ferrules to put on there to insert in here so they don't get all smashed to pieces. And this must be the locator pin, and that's exactly how it feels like in the back there. So now that we did all that nice cutting, we got to figure out how much actually goes in there so we can have a nice bit of jacket hanging out here, and this can clamp onto the jacket. So what we need to figure out is this dimension plus that dimension plus that dimension, and then this is actually hanging out about halfway here. We need to cut them like right there-ish. Put the ferrules on. Put it through the connector. I don't know, so that's number 1. Alright, so I finally got it kind of figured out. I'm just going to crush that ferrule while kind of bottoming it out in there. I basically took the whole connector apart. There's a lot of juice going through these things, so you want to make sure that things are tight. And then we can pull this back to where it belongs, so they're keyed. So we got an arrow here and an arrow here. And our little waterproof gasket that we can push back. There it is plugged in. That is the complete install. Now, if you guys want to watch, you guys can stop watching now if you want, or if you guys want to watch a lithium battery install, stay and watch that. That's pretty sweet. While we're installing the lithium battery, we have to take this out, just for safety. So Minn Kota actually recommends a 60 amp hour breaker. This is their MKR-27. I hate their numbering system. I'm sure it means something, but I hate it anyways. So we just screwed that into there. That's easy. And then the wiring diagram is positive from the trolling motor. Comes in right here. So this is a dual 24 volt system. I could run 36, but right now I'm just running 24 volt. So my other battery's here. So this is my other terminal right here. Trolling motor positive, which is this big boy, goes on the bottom. So that one goes right there. And I'll give you guys a quick tip for wiring. Do your easy wires first, and then whatever's left over is usually the hard ones. So whatever ones make sense to you the most, like wiring diagram ones, do those first, and then do the other ones. It'll make your life a lot easier. And these are Lifetime 100 amp hour automatic self-heating batteries, and I do not have a charger for them right now. It's in the mail right now. I'm waiting for them to come in, and then I will mount those. My plan is to put the charger in this cubby hole, obviously. And then our positive boot, which we're not going to use this things, they're really obnoxious. And then this end goes to the circuit breaker. So you guys can see that positive from the battery comes out of the battery into the circuit breaker. Circuit breaker wire comes out, goes directly to the trolling motor, and what we're doing is we're matching up 24 volt with basically the negative side of the battery. Batteries. There's two of these. And right now this goes from negative, unless that goes up and over, up and under. All right, so we got it. So positive comes out of the battery. These aren't tight yet, but positive comes out of the battery, goes into the breaker, circuit breaker, which is off while we're installing it, or tripped. Just press that button and that trips it. That power goes out, up into the trolling motor up there, which is not plugged in yet. This is a negative to positive wire, so it comes out of here, goes in through this little cubby hole here, in, and goes to the positive. So it's a negative to positive, just like it shows in this wiring diagram. And you guys can pause right here if you want and make sure that that's accurate what you're doing. These are in series, which makes 24 volt. And then our black wire from our trolling motor comes out and goes to our negative. So now all we have to do is torque those down, put the caps back on, trip the breaker, and put a voltmeter up there to make sure we're getting 24 volts in the right area. All right, moment of truth, guys. I can't deploy the trolling motor. I'm actually too worried to deploy the trolling motor to make sure that does work, because it's just going to slam into the trailer because it doesn't know where exactly to go. But just tested 24 volts here. This looks good. I'm probably going to hide this extra cable in here, and it should turn on. Beauty. That's it. Thank you guys for watching the Ulterra install. I cannot wait to try it. I will give it a end of the summer review of it, because I know you guys are itching to do it. I don't want to wait a whole year, but I'm going to put a lot of hours on this thing this summer, and I'm super excited. Thanks for watching. Till next time.